Hey guys, what's happening? It's Brad. I gotta take a sip. Hang on a second. It's Brad Sundberg in the studio with MJ, Mickey, Michael, and Martinis Trivia. We haven't done this in like almost 2 years, right, Maddie?
Been a while.
It's been a while. It was a fun little thing that we did at the beginning of COVID, and all of a sudden, time went by, and we just got busy on other things, and we haven't done it. Right off the bat, I have to explain something. I'm here by myself. My buddy Jared was supposed to be sitting right here. Well, more like that. And he's on the chat with us, but he's not here. So here's what happened. There's this thing called COVID that's going around. Maybe you've heard of it. So I had COVID about 4 weeks ago, and it wasn't. It was a pretty minor case, thankfully. In fact, I kind of lived in this room. I called this my COVID tower for about a week, and then that was over and back to normal life. Well, Deb, my wife, came down with COVID a couple days ago, and she's fine. She's downstairs. Honestly, she's fine, but she's in isolation. So she's downstairs, and the house is kind of closed off, and it didn't make sense to bring Jared in. So he completely understands. Jared, I wish you were here. He's tuned in, so he's going to be. If you don't know who Jared is, he and I have been doing a few things together lately. We went to MJ the musical. What was it, 3 weeks ago, something like that, and he's just a really cool, sweet guy. He's got his own way more successful YouTube channel called the Broadway Bradshaws. Maddie's going to tag that for you, and so that's why he's not here. So Maddie is here. Maddie, my little producer. She doesn't like my vodka martinis, so she's got her jungle juice. We are not heavy drinkers. It's like the first martini I've had, I think since Jared. Since when we were in New York. That's the last time I had a little martini. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. I was just looking at some of the places you guys are from. Thank you for giving my wife well wishes. I appreciate that. I mean, we have somebody here from Indonesia. We have California. We have Ireland. We have the Netherlands. We have Windermere, which is, I'm in Windermere. So I'm glad you guys are here. So let's go over the ground rules a little bit. And this is just for fun. There's no big prizes, but it's something that we enjoy doing. If you guys like it, we might do it a little more often. Hey, we have Israel tuned in. How you doing, Israel? So rule number one, you probably don't even remember it from 2 years ago. I barely do, but we're going to kind of do the scores all through the event. So what you should do is have a piece of paper. Just grab a little piece of paper, a pencil. Maybe you're smarter than me and you can do it on your phone or whatever. It's going to be a combination of true, false. There's going to be some multiple choice, and we're going to throw a couple surprises in also. Hey, Sweden, what's going on? And Finland. Wow, we got Scandinavia covered. We just need Norway. So get a piece of paper. The other rule is, and we had trouble with, Maddie, remember all the trouble we had with this couple of years ago? Don't write the answer in the comments. The comments are just for you guys to talk to each other and have fun, but don't write the answer. People got all twisted up previously. Just write the answer on the notepad, not in the comments. The comments are just to interact and have fun. Hey, Belgium. Hey, Lansing, Michigan. Lansing, Michigan. Chris, I lived in Muskegon, Michigan when I was just a little tiny kid. So it's cold up there. You guys are crazy. Chile is here. All right. Are we ready? Maddie, anything else we have to cover?
I don't think so.
I think we're good to go. So, Maddie, you got the lo-fi beats going there in the background?
A little bit, yeah.
Maddie loves her lo-fi. We can't play Michael Jackson music because, we can't. So on we go. Canada's here. She's got an appointment. That's all right. We'll go fast, Shirley. Question number one, true, false. This is going to be a few Disney questions for you. Walt Disney World in Florida is made up of 5 theme parks. Walt Disney World is made up of 5 theme parks. That is question number 1. 5 theme parks. Maddie, we have annual passes, and so 5 theme parks in Disney. All right, question number 2. Disney. This one makes me laugh. Disney jumped on the Titanic bandwagon by producing a short film called Captain EO about the hijinks of a dancing cruise ship director starring Michael Jackson. Disney jumped on the Titanic bandwagon. This was several years ago. This was back in 1986, by producing a short film called Captain EO about the hijinks of a dancing cruise ship director starring Michael Jackson. True or false? All right, we're just getting started here. And that was a combo question, Maddie. That one did both. That one got both Disney and Michael in one question. So that was a crossover. That was a hybrid. All right. We got more Sweden here. We got Ginger. Hi, guys. How are you? Chris had 11 inches of snow. Good for you. All right. Question number 3, true, false. We're still in the Disney section. True, false. The first Disney movie to feature a mix of animation and live actors was Snow White. The first Disney movie to feature a mix of animation and live actors was Snow White. Snow White won a lot of awards, Maddie. Remember they gave Walt that special statue that
7 Oscars.
I think who was it that gave Walt that statue? It was Shirley Temple. Yeah, the whole thing. It was very sweet and endearing. So that kind of stuff was popular back then. So that was a true false question. The first Disney movie to feature a mix of animation and live actors was Snow White. True or false? Remember, don't answer the questions in the comments. We're going to review the answers here in just a minute. Question number 4. True or false? Space Mountain was not one of the original attractions when the Magic Kingdom opened in Orlando in 1971. So in 1971, Walt Disney World opened. Space Mountain was not one of the original attractions when the park first opened. Is that a true statement or a false statement? Maddie, we doing okay?
So far, so good.
So we're already at question 5. Bang! We're snapping through these things. Okay, on we go. Hey, Toronto. Toronto, I got to get back up there. I have so much fun in Toronto. We got the New York suburbs. All right, on we go. Question 5. Disneyland in Southern California is the only park, and listen carefully, Disneyland in Southern California is the only park with a roller coaster called Matterhorn. That's a true statement. That coaster was inspired and modeled after Mount Everest, which Walt had visited a few years earlier. So Walt went and saw Mount Everest and came back and designed the Matterhorn roller coaster. Is that a true statement or a false statement? True or false? Maddie, we already got through the first 5.
We did.
Can you believe we're already at the answers? I'm glad you like my shirt. Hey, Chris, how you doing? We got to talk about Paris. I'm going to talk about Paris just in a minute. So are we ready for some answers, Maddie?
Sure.
Okay. Everybody doing all right? So that was the first 5. Oh, and those had a potential of 5 points each. So this is where you've got to have your little notepad. So these 5 answers have a potential of 25 points. Here we go. We're going to just whip through these. Where's my... I got to find my answers. I do know the answers, but they're not quite in the file that I wanted them to be. Walt Disney World is made up of 5 theme parks. That is false. That is false. Walt Disney World is made up of 4 theme parks.
Name 'em?
Yes, Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Animal Kingdom. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's water parks also, but as far as the theme parks go, it's 5. Hey, there's Thomas. How you doing, Thomas? So that first question was false. I got to keep track of my own stuff here. Question number 2. So if you got that right, you got 5 points. Disney jumped on the Titanic bandwagon. This is funny. By producing a short film called Captain EO, which is about the hijinks of a dancing cruise ship captain starring Michael Jackson. Of course, that is false. Captain EO has nothing to do with a cruise ship. It's Captain EO flying through space. So I didn't mean to trip you up, but that is false. So the first 2 are false. Question number 3. Was Snow White the first mix of animation and live actors? No. For Disney, that was Mary Poppins. So that one, unfortunately, is also false. The first time that live actors and animation was used together in any movie, and I know you guys have all seen this, was the 1925 classic The Lost World. Did you know that, Maddie?
No, never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either. So we've got 3 false so far. It's as if Brad doesn't tell the truth very often. Question number 4. Okay, again, we got some double negatives going on here. Space Mountain was not one of the original attractions when Magic Kingdom opened. That statement is true. Magic Kingdom opened in 1971, and Space Mountain opened in January of 1975. If you were paying attention a few days ago, Maddie and I did some preview questions, and we kind of gave that one away. Hey, Granny's watching. Hi, Granny. All right. If you just joined us, shout out where you're from, and we're going to keep going. Question number 5. Disneyland in Southern California is the only park, again, this one, it's a tricky question. We probably didn't do the best wording, but basically, did Walt Disney model the Matterhorn after Mount Everest? Well, that makes no sense at all. So that question is false. He modeled the Matterhorn after the Matterhorn. So I hope you're paying attention to that. So 5 down, boom. So you have the potential right now to have 25 points. So keep track of your score. And you guys should have gotten most of those right. They were not too difficult. But I don't know. I like Disney. Maddie, all my girls grew up at Disney. So everybody doing okay? Let's keep going. Question number 6. During the production of the Dangerous album, it actually had a different working title, which was Decade. During the production of the Dangerous album, in other words, sometimes when albums are being produced, we don't really say, hey, we're working on the Dangerous album. It had a different name. And the working title of that was Decade. Obviously, we've moved into the MJ questions now. So is that a true statement or a false statement? You should know by now. Let's keep going. Question number 7. The song Human Nature from the Thriller album was not written by Michael Jackson. Is that true or false? The song Human Nature from the Thriller album was not written by Michael Jackson. True or false? All right. Maddie, we doing okay?
Yeah, you had a question about Snow White.
I had a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Snow White had live actors to help animators to create. The actress playing Snow White had to wear a helmet. Oh, wow. This is a long comment, Shirley. What about Song of the South? That's a touchy subject here in Orlando. I might have to go back and read that, but generally, in general Disney lore, why can't it? What's the name of the movie, Maddie? Not Sound of Music.
Mary
Mary Poppins. I'm struggling already. I've only had 2 sips. Mary Poppins is generally accepted to be the first Disney movie that mixes live action and animation, but not the hill I'm going to die on. So, all right. Question number 8. Question number 8. When Michael Jackson performed live at the Super Bowl, he closed out his set with a very powerful rendition of Earth Song. Remember, Maddie, I don't even know if you were born yet, but Michael Jackson performed at the Super Bowl and everybody lost their minds. It was a really cool performance. There were Michaels all over the stadium on the lights and everything. And then he did a really amazing set. And the question is, true or false, did he end that set in a very powerful rendition of Earth Song? Do not type the answers. Just write it in your notebook, and let's keep moving. What are you up to, Maddie? We're up to like number 9 already. We're flying through this. Okay. During the song "In the Closet," Maddie, this is such an embarrassment. I shouldn't even do this question, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's just it's a dumb question. I wrote it. During the song "In the Closet," you can hear a female voice whispering to Michael, credited only as Mystery Girl. That voice belongs to Elizabeth Taylor. Is that true or false? Did Elizabeth Taylor do the female voice of "In the Closet"? I was there that day, Maddie, when they did that recording, and I got to meet the mystery lady, and it was really cool. So, was it Elizabeth Taylor? True or false? Let's keep going. We're at question 10 already. We're almost halfway there. We're flying through this. So we're gonna be off the air in like 10 minutes. All right. Question 10. See, Jared's not here for banter. I need Jared to banter. We are doing it again. So, yeah. Maddie, when are we doing it? February 5th, right?
Today's February 5th.
No, okay. You didn't update the board. We run such a tight ship.
We're doing it again.
We are doing it again with Jared, and just because I want to. So, question 10. During its peak, Michael's Amazing Neverland Valley Ranch employed more than 100 people. 100 people. A lot of people worked at Neverland, but was it 100? During its peak, did Neverland Valley Ranch employ more than 100 people? That's pretty impressive. That's a lot of, it's a pretty big payroll. During its peak, did Neverland employ more than 100 people? True or false? What's February 5th? I know, I misspoke. Okay, Jared's saying let's do it in 3 or 4 Saturdays from now. Can't wait. Yeah, it's got to be better than this one, Jared. This one we're a little rusty, but we're getting back on the horse. So let's go back and do some answers, shall we? These are 5 points each. The first question about I think you went too far, Maddie. All right. Was the Dangerous album called Decade? That is true. That is true. If you said true for that one, for number 6, you got 5 points. So you may or may not know this, but we started the Decade album, I think in 1990, I think it was 90, 91. I can't remember. I think it was 90. And yeah, it was supposed to be 3 songs. It was supposed to be 3 new songs, and then it was going to be a best of Billie Jean, Beat It, Smooth Criminal, all that stuff. But then we got into production, and Bill Bottrell and Teddy and Bruce and everybody, and it just started snowballing. And before you know it, it was no longer a best of. Question number 7. Was Human Nature written by somebody other than Michael Jackson? The answer is true. The song was not written by Michael. It was written by Toto keyboard extraordinaire Steve Porcaro. Steve Porcaro. We worked with the Toto guys a lot, and Steve's still a good friend of mine. In fact, my wife just sent me a text saying that I think they're on tour. They're going to be coming to Florida, so we're going to reach out to Steve and see if we can go check out the show. But Human Nature is one of my favorite songs. It was written by Steve Porcaro. So that one is true. Question. This one's kind of a trick question, but when Michael performed at the Super Bowl, did he close out with Earth Song? Of course, that is false. He had not yet. The truth. Well, the truth is, Maddie, did we lose something? Somebody's saying they lost video. I'm going to trust your technical prowess over there.
No, we're okay. I think just refresh.
Okay, it was just hit refresh. So yeah, Earth Song was not part of the Super Bowl set. Truthfully, we had actually started recording Earth Song in 1989, but we didn't release it until 1995 on the History album. So it's a little bit of a trick question because he actually was working on Earth Song, but he did not release it or perform it at the Super Bowl. All right, let's keep going. So that's a false. I got to keep track of my own scores. I believe we're up to question 10. No, question 9. Is Elizabeth Taylor the mystery girl in the closet? Oh my goodness, no. That would just be terrifying. She's a really sweet lady, but that would just be weird. She's like his mother. So no, of course it was Princess Stephanie of Monaco. I was there that day also when Princess Stephanie came in, and we did that over at Larrabee North. Princess Stephanie came in and did vocals with Michael, and it was really cool. So,
From where?
Princess Stephanie of Monaco.
Where is that?
You've been to Monaco, Maddie? It's on the Mediterranean. It's next to Cannes, south of France. I gotta take a sip. Monaco, I think it's the second smallest country. I think it's second only to the Vatican. So people that are smarter than me can explain all of that. But it's a very wealthy. You got to have a lot of bucks to live in Monaco. We just went there and ate pizza. Okay, let's keep going. Are we doing all right? We are moving into Disney multiple choice. Disney multiple choice. So.
Getting them right.
Well, the free ride is over. Now you got to start working for your keep. All right.
Wait, did you answer 10?
Oh, I didn't. How did I miss that? Okay, question 10. During its peak, Michael's Amazing Ranch employed more than 100 people. That is true. So I started working at Neverland in 1987. I think it was 87, 88. I started building music systems up there, and it was just growing like crazy. And yeah, there was a time when I think there were like 120, 130 people on payroll. Most of them were landscapers. But I mean, a lot of you guys know Big Al, and there were just some really cool people that worked up there. So I think Al is going to join us in LA this summer. Should I segue into that? Maybe not yet. I'll hold off on that for a second. Just a tease. I'm going to do a big tease. We are confirmed to be in LA June 24th, 25th, and 26th. I just confirmed the studio yesterday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that more to come on that. But June 24th, 25th, 26th, we'll be in LA. Couple other things we're working on, but I think we're finally getting COVID in the back mirror because everyone's tired of this, and I want to get back on the road. So, all right, shall we keep going? We good, Maddie? Everybody happy? All right. Man, people have like 45 points.
The questions are too easy.
Well, they have a potential for 50, so no one's perfect. Is anybody perfect so far? Oh, okay. Justice MJ says she's perfect. Good for you. All right. Well, they're going to start getting harder, I think. We are moving on to question 11. Multiple choice. We're back on the Disney. Oh, okay. Kaylee has 50. What are the approximate times on the 24th in LA? Good grief. I just booked the studio. Our typical studio times are like from 11 to 7 is pretty standard. 11 to 6, 11 to 7, something like that. So we don't, and I'll do 3 days, details to come, but make yourself available on the 24th, 25th, 26th. It's a really cool studio. So on we go. Jared is nailing it. I'm not surprised at all. How did I make the martini? Didn't you see me? Weren't you watching the preview? So this particular martini, I don't like gin. I don't like gin. I don't like vermouth. So I'm just straight vodka. I'm the most boring martini drinker on the planet. It's just vodka and some olives and a little bit of olive juice. And I'm a happy guy. Okay, on we go. Question 11. Which of the following is not an attraction at the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida? So this gets a little confusing because there's several different Disney parks around the world, but this one I'm talking specifically about Florida. So which one of these is not an attraction in Florida? Is it I can't even talk. Mad Tea Party Teacups? Most people just refer to it as the teacups. Is it Alice in Wonderland? Is it Buzz Lightyear? Or is it Jungle Cruise? One of those is not found in Orlando, Florida at the Magic Kingdom. The Mad Party Teacups, Alice in Wonderland, Buzz Lightyear, or Jungle Cruise. Don't answer it on the text, on the comments. Just answer it on your piece of paper. A, B, C, or D. Question 12. Disneyland in California is the oldest of the Disney parks. Did it open in 1965, 1961, 1955, 1951? No Google, no Wikipedia, however you say it. Is it 65? Is it 61, 55, or 51? Most Disney people should know this. That's Maddie. That's the OG park. That's the park that Walt used a hammer and nails, and he helped build that park.
Have you ever been there?
That's the park where I got down on one knee and proposed to your mom. So yes, we've been to Disneyland many, many times. We like Disney. Okay, question 13. Captain EO opened in 1986. This is kind of our second Captain EO. No, you cannot cheat. No Googling these answers. You guys got to be honest with me. I think this is a good question. Captain EO opened in 1986. Obviously, Michael wrote the pop songs, but who arranged the film score, the orchestral music in the background? Who did the scoring for Captain EO? Was it James Horner? Was it John Williams? Was it Hans Zimmer? Or was it Danny Elfman? Who did the score for Captain EO? Was it James Horner, John Williams, Hans Zimmer, or Danny Elfman? I love Danny Elfman scores. Those are really fun. Edward Scissorhands to me is one of the most underrated scores. I love that music. That's a beautiful score. So A, B, C, or D, Horner, Williams, Zimmer, or Elfman. Very, very talented people. Don't write the answer in the comments, please, 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 please. Just write the answer in your notes, and then we'll do the answers in just a couple minutes. If you're just joining us, it's just for fun. All right, on we go. Question 14. When Disneyland Paris opened up in 1992, it had a different name. For those of us over a certain age, this is going to be really easy, but maybe some of the youngsters won't know this as well. What did they first call Paris, Disneyland Paris? Was it Disney France? Was it Euro Park? Was it Mickey's French Adventure? Or was it Euro Disney Resort? A, B, C, or D? Was it Disney France, Euro Park, Mickey's French Adventure, or Euro Disney Resort? All right. Maddie, everybody doing okay? They're all being so quiet. They're working. They've got their little pencils going. I hope they're not looking it up. They can't be cheating. There's no cheating in Mickey Mike. It's all the honor system in Mickey, Michael, and Martinis Trivia. Last question for this section, question 15. Each Disney park features a haunted mansion, but they're all in different lands. You know, I could go on a whole deep dive about this because we've been to several of the Disney parks, and their haunted mansions vary so much from country to country. You guys in France, you're crazy. That's a really dark haunted mansion. I haven't been to China yet, but the one in France is pretty interesting. So, but it's sort of a Disney thing. In all of their parks, they put the haunted mansion in a different land. So, in Tokyo Disneyland, which land will you find the haunted mansion? In Tokyo Disneyland, is it A, Frontierland, B, Liberty Square, C, New Orleans Square, or D, Fantasyland? It's a tricky question, but you guys, you came to play, so let's have some fun. If you go to Tokyo Disneyland and want to go ride the Haunted Mansion, is it in Frontierland, Liberty Square, New Orleans Square, or Fantasyland? That's kind of a hard question. They thought they were big shots, so let's see. It's time to put on their big boy pants and see what they can do. All right, these are 10 points each, so let's go back and do some scoring, shall we? 10 points each.
Jared says your EO question was hard.
Was it? I didn't think it was. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Maybe. All right. Question 11. Which attraction will you not find in Orlando? You will not find Alice in Wonderland. I think that only exists in Disneyland. And I know in Paris they have kind of an Alice in Wonderland thing, but it's not really a ride. So there is no Alice in Wonderland ride so the correct answer is B. Correct answer is B. Give yourself a whopping 10 points if you got that one right. Next question. Question 12. What year did Disneyland open? 1955. You guys should know that. That's an easy one. 1955. Answer C. Answer C. 1955. Next one, Maddie. Okay, EO. So for those of you that you may or may not be aware of this, but with a lot of movies, especially movies that have big soundtracks, you have kind of the pop rock soundtrack, which in EO was Another Part of Me and We Are Here to Change the World. Those were recorded by Michael in the studio. But then you have what's called the score, and the score is all the orchestral music that plays when the spaceship is crashing and there's all kinds of stuff happening. So in Captain EO, the score was written by even I misplaced it by James Horner. And kind of sad, James Horner passed away from a plane crash in 2015. He was a private pilot. Very talented guy. Maddie, you know what song he wrote?
He did Titanic.
He did Titanic, but another one that I love, and it's another underrated song, I think, is Where Are You Christmas in Grinch. It's such a pretty song. I like it. So rest in peace, Mr. James Horner, a remarkably talented guy. Question 14, what was...
You have a question about Captain EO.
Let's see. Does anyone know where you can get the Captain EO score? I don't know if it was ever released. I know somebody sent me, a couple people have sent me like Captain EO DVDs and stuff. But as far as getting the score, I don't know if you're talking about the actual musical score or the soundtrack, but I don't know. So recorded off YouTube. That's so tacky. I wish I had a better answer for you. I'm sorry. Jared got that wrong. I can't believe it. Okay. Yeah, Shirley, he did write "Where Are You, Christmas." That's such a pretty song. I like that song a lot. All right, where were we? Disneyland Paris opened up in 1992. It had a different name. Back then, it was called Euro Disney Resort. If you ever want to go on a deep dive, just go on to YouTube. I spend way too much time on YouTube. But go on to YouTube and just kind of go into the history of Euro Disney. It's really fascinating. How the government had to work, the French government had to work with Disney and ownership and unions, and it was, Disney's just kind of used to coming in and building a park, and it was different in Europe. And I'm not saying it was good or bad, but there was a lot of tensions, and then eventually they did change the name just to Disneyland Paris. Euro Park is another park in Europe that I have not been to yet. I have kind of a weird hobby of going to amusement parks whenever we travel. So Euro Park is on my list, but I have not been there. All right. Kathy was at Epcot for the last performance of Captain EO. I think I was there the day before. I know that sounds weird, but I knew that it was we did an event at Epcot with Matt Forger. We did a whole day of Captain EO, and then we all went to the park together, and they actually let us go watch the movie once or twice before they opened. So it was really cool. So it's just such a fun movie, and I think it's still considered the most expensive movie ever made per minute. So in terms of minute of screen time, the amount, it was something like $1.7 million per minute. I could be wrong on that. But then you factor in inflation and everything, and it was just outrageously expensive. So.
Question about Mickey.
Oh, question about Mickey.
Mickey.
That's my sweet friend Peggy in Austria. I don't know if Peggy is tuned in yet. Peggy is the sweetest person in the world, and she sends me tea, and I love the tea, and sweet little Austrian gifts. So she made the Mickey Michael, and it's really cool. All right. Do we have one more question? Question 15, which was, this is another one you can do a deep dive on. If you want to have some fun on YouTube, go to all the different haunted mansions in Disney parks around the world, and Paris in particular. I think Jared, I know Jared's been to Tokyo, well, both to Tokyo and to Hong Kong, and the Hong Kong one I definitely want to check out. So is it Hong Kong or is it Shanghai? I'm being a complete idiot right now.
Both.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's both. Okay. So Jared can fill us in, which I know he's been to almost all of the parks, if not.
Paris.
Yeah, I know he's been to Paris. You've been to Paris.
Yeah.
So, okay. So which park is it in Tokyo? It is in Fantasyland, which is kind of weird. You wouldn't really expect Haunted Mansion to be in Fantasyland, but it's a really cool ride in Tokyo. So go to Tokyo, book a flight. The COVID restrictions are a little tight right now, but you'll be fine. I got to take a sip.
It's in Fantasyland?
Yes.
What's the theming?
It's still the Haunted. Maddie's asking if it's actually in the Fantasyland. It's still Haunted Mansion. It's
the same ride, but
well, they're all different, but it's still it seems to me, Jared, maybe you can chime in here. It seems to me the theming in Tokyo is different. And I always have to proceed very cautiously, but I think like using ghosts and stuff, I think it's a little different in Japan than in the US. I'm just going to stop talking because I'm going to say something stupid. Okay, so you had a potential for 50. Good grief, we're giving out a lot of points. You had a potential for 50 points on that section. So let's see. Jared is saying he's done Paris, Tokyo, Hong Kong is small, but some unique rides. Shanghai. Yeah, Shanghai is the newest. Um, Jared, I know there was something unique about how Japan handled haunted mansions. I don't know if you can shed some light on that or not, but I.
It's there. Yeah.
Oh, he already said it. Well, he says it's closest to Dumbo. I think he means in proximity, not in theming. I don't think Haunted Mansion in Tokyo is like the Dumbo Circus. I can't. It's been a while. Okay, I got to keep going. So, right, you've got a potential for 100 points right now. So I don't know how you guys are doing, but we're throwing points around here just like drunken sailors. So on we go. Now we're going to jump back into MJ, Michael Jackson stuff, multiple choice, 5 questions. Here we go. Which MJ song did he sing in French, but some people think the translation is not exactly perfect? So there was a song, Maddie, that Michael actually sang in French, and I just happened to be there. I mean, I'm not like bragging or anything, but I happened to be there that day, and and the French people have told me that the translation is not. It's really not what it should be. It kind of misses the mark. Don't write it. So, was that song A, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, B, Ben, C, You Rock My World, or D, Liberian Girl? Just write the answer. Don't type it, please. Was it I Just Can't Stop Loving You? Was it Ben? Maddie's never heard Ben. I have to play that for her later on. You Rock My World or Liberian Girl? One of those songs Michael sang both in English and French, and some of the French-speaking people say, I don't think that's right. All right, question number 17. Michael's Massive Dangerous Tour played 69 shows for an estimated 4 million people. Which of the following cities was not part of that tour? Jared and Amanda and I just went and saw MJ the Musical, and it was basically about preparing for the Dangerous Tour. Remember, don't put the answers in the comments. Just write them on your piece of paper, and then we'll go through the answers in just a minute. So, which of these cities was not part of the tour? Was it Vienna, Austria? Was it Istanbul, Turkey? Was it, should I pronounce it like the Swedes? I can't pronounce it right. Was it Gothenburg, Sweden? Gothenburg for the rest of us. Maddie's already making fun of me. Or was it Bucharest, Romania? Vienna, Istanbul, Gothenburg, or Bucharest? Which stop did Michael not make? All right. Question 18. Question 18. Michael released a song known to you as The Way You Make Me Feel. During the recording of the Bad album, that song was referred to as, don't write it. I mean, don't type the answer, just write it on your piece of paper. Was The Way You Make Me Feel actually called Hot Fever? Or was it called Bass Number 7? Or was it called Pretty Baby? Or was it called Heels? When you work in recording studios, a lot of times a song will have what's called a working title. They haven't really come up with the actual title of the song yet. So was it Hot Fever? Was it Bass Number 7? Was it Pretty Baby? Or was it Heels? All right. Maddie, everybody doing okay? We're like flying through this. I don't have Jared here to do banter. We're going to be done.
I have to listen to Ben, is what people are saying.
Well, is your lo-fi still playing?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear it. All right. I kind of gave this one away a few weeks ago when I was in New York. I did a whole, if you have absolutely nothing to do with your day, go back about 3 weeks on my Facebook page, and I did a bunch of like MJ trivia and kind of a little walking tour around New York. So I did give this answer away. Don't type it in the comments. Just keep it to yourself. You have a potential of 10 whopping points on this one if you get it right. So the History album, we actually recorded most of it in New York in 1994. During much of the recording of the History album in New York in 1994, Michael lived in a very well-known residence. Not for the entire project, but he lived there for a while. Did he have an apartment in the Empire State Building? Was he in Trump Tower? Was he staying up at Gracie Mansion? Or was he staying in one of the Apollo Theater residence apartments? Was he staying in the Empire State Building? Was he staying in Trump Tower? Was he staying at Gracie Mansion? Or was he at the Apollo Theater residence in one of the apartments? Don't type it. Just write it on your little piece of paper. It's just for fun. You guys are actually doing pretty good. When we did, Maddie, remember we did trivia like 20 months ago? People just kept typing the answers, and it was like,
Like March or April 20.
yeah, you guys are actually, you're behaving really well. You're following the rules, so thank you. Because we had a couple people that were just could not figure out the rules, and it's just for fun. So did Michael stay in the Empire State Building, Trump Tower, Gracie Mansion, or the Apollo Theater residence apartments? Next question. Wow, we're already up to question 20. We gotta fill some time. I mean, these people like gave up a chunk of their day. Maddie's not saying anything. Question 20. Many of Michael's vocals were recorded on a microphone that many engineers would consider unworthy of such an artist. So let me tell you about the backstory of this question just a little bit. When you work in recording studios, microphones are vitally important. An engineer might have access to sometimes between 100, maybe even 150 microphones in a studio, and they all have kind of specific purposes, and they all sound a little bit different. And there's some microphones that, you kind of roll your eyes and go, yeah, whatever. But some engineers know how to use microphones and get the most out of a performer's sound. So these are 4 microphones. If you're not in the industry, this is all going to be kind of foreign to you, but that's okay. These are 4 microphones that you may or may not have heard of before. And a lot of people would consider them to be unworthy of Michael Jackson's vocals. So the first one is the Electro Voice RE20, the Shure SM58, the Shure SM7, or the Sennheiser MD421. So it's not meant to be a confusing question, but the 4 microphones that you probably, a lot of engineers wouldn't necessarily reach for if they were going to work with Michael Jackson. The EV RE20, the SM58, the SM7, or the MD421. It's kind of a geeky question, but I hope you enjoy it. All right. We're already at the end of this section. This is insanity. Didn't it go on for like 2 hours last time? What? Do I have to do like 50 questions next time?
You need Jared.
I do need Jared.
He was gonna do questions.
We all need Jared. Jared, we need you. Next time we're just gonna drag this thing out for 2-3 hours. We're not done yet, so let's go back and do some answers. Okay. First question: which song did Michael record in French, but they weren't really thrilled with the translation? That was a song called "I Just Can't Stop Loving You." So, quick story. We were set up at Westlake Studio C. This was in 1987. Bruce and Quincy and everybody was working in Westlake Studio D, and the album is cranking along. But over in Westlake Studio C, down the hall, we were doing kind of some of the Bill Bottrell songs and some other just some of the things that had to happen to keep the album going. And we recorded "I Just Can't Stop Loving You" in both French and Spanish. Yeah, somebody asked did we do it in Spanish, and the answer is yes. So we had a French translator. Oh, man, I have to be so careful with these stories because I got to make sure I don't tell them wrong. But I think it was a woman. I think she went by the name Coco, and she, I think she had a very good relationship with Quincy, we'll say, and she was a very, very beautiful young woman, and so she did the translation for "I Just Can't Stop Loving You" in French. And many people have told me that it's just not quite right. If Chris is still on, I know Chris is in Paris. I know that there were some of it was just, I can't remember. They explained to me what the phrase was, but it didn't translate the way that the song goes in English. In Spanish, I think it's spot on. I actually think the Spanish version, I think they're both pretty. And kudos to Michael for trying it. I mean, he jumped in. He tried to, it was kind of a little gift he wanted to give to his French fans and his Latino fans. But, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But he gave it a shot. Okay. So the correct answer to that is A, "I Just Can't Stop Loving You." Get a whopping 25 points if you got, no, 10 points, 10 points. If you got that one right. Question 17. Let's see. Miriam says she can confirm the translation is very bad. Miriam, I don't want to confuse you, but I know what Michael's singing in English is "I Just Can't Stop Loving You." How does it translate in French? I've had different people explain this to me, and I just forget the phrase. But if you can type that out, I would appreciate it. On the Dangerous tour, which city did he not go to? That would be, should be right in front of me, but it's not. Sweden. He did not go to Gothenburg, Sweden. He did play Gothenburg on the Bad tour, but not on the Dangerous tour. He did not make it back to Gothenburg. I was in Gothenburg. When were we there? Here, some of my posters. I don't know if Gothenburg is on there or not. I think it was it might have been like 2017. It was soon before COVID. Okay. Yeah. Yasmin is saying, and Rita is saying, "I don't want this to be the end of us." Yeah. Teresa is saying, yes, he went to Stockholm for Dangerous, not to Gothenburg. So Jared is saying Spanish is "All of My Love Is You." So, yeah. Oh, wow. Now they're actually typing it in French. These people are so much smarter than I am. Okay, let's keep going. Next question. What was the working title for "The Way You Make Me Feel"? I think a lot of people know this. We've said it 10,000 times. It was called Hot Fever. Hot Fever. Although I kind of liked bass number 7. I thought, did I trip anybody up with that one? I'm kind of hoping I did, but I don't know if I did or not. But the correct answer to that is A, Hot Fever. I got to take a sip. Maddie, we're going so fast, I can't even finish my martini.
Well, some people are just now joining.
Oh, you're just now joining?
We'll be on YouTube.
Maybe we'll go back and we'll just do it a second time. We'll just stay on the air for another hour and a half till we get it right. If you are just now joining us, welcome. My name is Brad in the studio with MJ, and we're having just the silliest of Mickey, Michael, and Martinis trivias. Did anybody make an adult beverage? I've got my vodka martini here. I mean, it's 2 p.m. in Orlando, so it's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's a Jimmy Buffett line that's really stupid. So if you are just joining us, somebody's in Tampa. Wow. Hey, I was just there yesterday. Jared is saying Disneyland MJ Main Street Band. I don't know what you're talking about, Jared. Oh, Jared, what? You posted a video. I'll have to go back and look at that. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's when the Disneyland Band plays a bunch of MJ songs, right? That's a cool video. All right, here we go. Where did Michael stay in New York in '94? So it was kind of funny because most of us started at a hotel called the Helmsley Palace, and I just walked by the Helmsley Palace a few weeks ago. Now I think I can't remember what it's called. It was called the Helmsley for a while, but it was right across the street from St. Patrick's Cathedral. But living in a hotel, I can tell you firsthand, is fun for about 3 weeks, and then you've had enough, and you want a place where you can make some macaroni and cheese and just kind of be a normal person. Um, so Michael got pretty bored with hotel life, and he moved into Trump Tower. Believe it or not, he was in the top floor of Trump Tower. I've been there. In the very top, there's two penthouses. Donald is on one side, and Michael was on the other. Um, Whatever your feelings are of Mr. Trump, I don't really care. But Michael had one penthouse and Donald had the other, and I was there a few times. I didn't get to go to Donald's side, but I did get to go to Michael's side.
Roommates?
No, they weren't roommates. They
Penthouse roommates.
well, they were across the hall from each other. They didn't like have pajama parties. They may have. I don't know.
Everybody's sharing what they're drinking.
Oh, you guys are sharing what you're drinking. Okay, cool. So, yeah, he was in the top of Trump Tower. I've told this story so many times. Maddie's probably going to kill me, but I'll tell it again just because we're so far ahead of time. I thought this was going to go for a long time. I could just stretch this out. So, I don't want Maddie to touch the camera, but right next to the camera, which does you no good, are my Westlake speakers. I have these Westlake BBSM 8s that they're big, they're heavy. I moved one yesterday. They're extremely heavy. Well, in Trump Tower, we set up a dance studio for Michael. Up in the top. Matt, somebody Google how tall Trump Tower is. I forget. 80 stories, something like that, 70, 75. In the very top, Michael had 3 floors, and we set up these big Westlake speakers. I think they were BBSM 12s. They're enormous. And we set them up on these rickety little tables. It was so stupid. I don't know why they hired me to do anything. And I'm setting it up in this table. I'm just like, this is a terrible idea. And the speaker fell off the table and crashes into the window. And I'm thinking, it's going to go right through. It's literally going to crash through the window and go down and kill 6 people in a taxi cab. And I'll probably wind up in a prison and not be able to survive for more than 17 minutes. But thankfully, the window was very strong and well built, and the speaker did not go through the window, nor did it do any damage, nor is anybody the wiser until I told the story. So I did spend quite a bit of time in Michael's penthouse apartment in the sky at Trump Tower. Okay. Question 20. There's a bunch of comments there, but I just can't. I can't keep up with them all. Oh, somebody's got a margarita. Good for you.
Chocolate smoothie.
Okay.
Lots of things.
Okay. Yeah, Trump always did speak fondly of Michael, and so there you go. I need another sip.
Oat milk latte. You ever had oat milk?
Not intentionally.
I might have to say it.
Oh, Maddie's asking me if I've ever had oat milk. And I said not intentionally. I'm sorry. I hope it's good. I hope you're enjoying it. Okay. This gets better with time. It just settles in. The first couple sips burn a little bit. Okay, question 20. If you got this right, either you guessed very well, or maybe you've read some articles or heard me speak, or maybe you're in the industry. But the question was, a lot of engineers would look down on this particular microphone, but for somebody like Michael Jackson. But what microphone did Bruce Swidien use on quite a few vocals with Michael? The answer is C, the Shure SM7. So, and what do you know? This is a Shure SM7. This isn't the original one, but this is a Shure SM7. So just to give you a little backstory, there's a lot of when you record vocals, you want to kind of find a microphone that matches the the timbre of the voice. So for a lot of female vocals, sometimes we'll use like Neumann U87s, or I've always liked the AKG 414. If I'm talking techie for you now, don't worry about it. I'll be done in 20 seconds. But the microphones that I listed, the Shure SM58, I have one in the closet there, is more of a kind of a handheld. You're going to find those. I think it's the most popular microphone ever made, the Shure SM58. They're in every bar, church, studio, auditorium, school. Everybody has SM58s because you can't break them. You can hammer a nail with it. You won't hurt it any. Excuse me. The EV RE20, it's like a talk show microphone. Don't judge me, but if, whether it's Rush Limbaugh or you'll see these great big microphones that a lot of talk show hosts use. A lot of times that's the Electro Voice RE20. Yeah, I never really used those in studios much. The Sennheiser MD4 221, I actually like that mic a lot, but it's used for drums. It's usually used for toms and sometimes kick drums, not so much for vocals. The SM7 is also a talk show microphone, kind of a radio station microphone, but Bruce found out that this microphone worked perfect with Michael. And especially when Michael's doing his power vocals, his Beat It, Smooth Criminal, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? All that kind of stuff, Shure SM7. So Bruce is probably one of the only engineers I've ever seen use this extensively for vocals. But that was it. Bruce had a very special SM7 just for Michael. We lost Bruce last year. He passed away. But that microphone was in its own big anvil case and very well protected. And we used to say it might wind up at the Smithsonian one day. And I hope that's still a possibility. Okay. So speaking of possibility, you had the possibility to get 50 points in that section. And so I hope you're keeping track, because right now you've had the potential to get 150 points. But wait, there's more. We do have a couple bonus questions for you. So Maddie, shall we go to, let's go to bonus question. What? Oh, bonus question number 1. Okay. Was it the 9th?
I think so. You may have lost track.
Did you change that? I think it was the 9th.
What, the 9th?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask the question.
I'll put it.
So you may have noticed that we've had some little sidekicks today over here, and they've been kind of roaming around and changing and different things.
You may show me again the picture of that.
Do you remember what the color of the 9th sidekick? I'm pretty sure we got this right.
I think you know that.
I think we got it right. I'm pretty sure. It was pretty hectic in the first few minutes. But by any chance, do you remember what the 9th sidekick was? What color it was? Just the color. That's all you have to know. So basically, you've got like a 1 in 8 chance. You just throw out a primary color, and we'll be pretty generous with it. I think we're right. If we're wrong on YouTube, it's going to be there forever, and that's going to be embarrassing. I don't know these are Maddie's. I have no idea.
He's from Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, he's from Winnie the Pooh. And Jared's daughter, Georgia, gave me this when I had COVID. So that's my little Georgia lion. So what color was the 9th? I hope we got this right.
To go back.
If not, we're going to be really embarrassed. We might have to edit YouTube. Question number 22. This is a bonus question. Oh, and by the way, these are worth 20 points. So you can really catapult some points if you get these right. Question 22. This one's going to be hard for some of you that are not in the US, but I'm going to do it anyway. Listen to the question carefully. Although they are in different states, both Disneyland and Walt Disney World are in counties that share the same name. What is the name of the county? So let me try and explain a little bit. In the United States, we have 50 states, and within each state, we have counties. And I know, most countries you have providences or whatever they're called. So we have counties, and it's a pure coincidence, but Disneyland is in California, Disney World is in Florida, but it just so happens by coincidence that the two counties have the same name. So try not to write it just yet, but what's the name of that county, that the two counties that share the same name in the two states? 20 points if you get it right. Maddie, we're at the last question already. Maybe we should keep going. Maybe I should just make up some more questions. We'll banter a little bit. Bonus question number 3. This one's tough also. If you load the Dangerous CD, yay, Dangerous! Look, it's here. It's right here, Maddie. So if you put this CD into your CD player, for those of you that still play CDs, what song is track 5? Don't look, no Googling, no pulling out your CDs. What song is track 5? All right. So those are your 3 bonus answers. Well, should we do it? Jared just submitted a question, and I'm going to go ahead and do it. So we're going to do bonus. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be bonus question number 4.
Did you answer this bonus?
I haven't done any of the bonuses yet.
Okay.
This is going to be impressive because even I'd have a rough time doing this. Can you name all 8 of Michael Jackson's 8 siblings? Can you name all 8 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. So Joe had 9 kids. So Michael's one of them. And we'll just say that Tito's one of them. So I'm giving you 2. So you only have to come up with 7. Can you come up with the other 7? Can you name all 8 of Michael's brothers and sisters? I'm going to give you a minute to try and figure that out.
Could you?
No. I mean, I would struggle. I'd probably forget the third one. I've worked with a couple of them, mostly Michael. So read the comments. Oh boy, there were 10. We did this before. Remember on the trivia? And yeah, one of Michael's siblings was a twin that passed away, and people. Yeah, it gets. Okay, so I mean, within reason. We're just going to assume that the twin did not have a name. So if you can name the other 8, that'll count. So yeah, I'm just going to have to trust you guys on that one. I'll read them off in a minute. So bonus question number 1. I hope we got this right. The 9th sidekick. I'm pretty sure the 9th sidekick was Pink. Maddie, does this one have a name?
That's just cotton candy.
Oh, that's Cotton Candy.
Yeah.
So I tried to do Cotton Candy as the 9th. Hey, Kent, how are you? You're here right in the middle of just the silliness as I'm holding a pink toy. It's degraded to this level of entertainment. So I'm pretty sure that the answer is Pink.
We'll have to go back.
There's that. We might have to go back and check. There's that Aerosmith song. Pink is my favorite color. Okay. Question number 22, or answer number 22. This will be good if you can. Both Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida are in a county of the same name. That county is Orange County. Orange County, California, and Orange County, Florida. Kind of a tricky question. If you're not from the U.S., that might be. I would have no idea what county Paris is in. Is Paris, does France have counties? I don't know. The U.S. has counties. Bonus question number 3, question number 23. If you play the Dangerous album, knocking stuff down, and skip ahead to track 5, you will be hearing Remember the Time. Remember the Time. That's a tough one because Maddie, when I was younger, you'd buy the CD and it was a big deal to put the CD in and know which song was coming up next. You young pups with Spotify is just different, especially with Joe Rogan on. Let's just talk about Joe Rogan. Track 5 is Taylor Swift's big thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She does track 5. That's a big deal.
Okay. So yeah, let's talk Joe Rogan and just get people all revved up. Well, he's on Spotify, and he had a couple shows that said that you might want to think twice about getting the vaccine, and it really upset a lot of people. And so there's certain artists that are pulling their music off Spotify now, and it's just a whole big deal.
Spotify, interesting.
Yeah. So now Spotify is political. Okay. Can you name all 8 of Michael Jackson's siblings? I'm going to read them off to you according to Jared. And Jared knows all when it comes to the Jacksons. You've got Michael, Marlon, Tito, Randy, Jackie, Jermaine, Janet, Rebe, and LaToya. So if you got all 8 siblings, go ahead and give yourself 20 points. I got to keep track. How many points am I giving away here, Maddie? That's a lot of points. So now in the bonus questions, you've got a potential for 60. Okay, so Jared had one more question. If you guys want to hang on for another minute, I'll go ahead and do this. Name a song that was not released on the Dangerous album. Well, you kind of gave a couple of them away. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, okay, so I'm not supposed to say anything. So if you can come up with a song that we worked on the Dangerous album but did not make the final cut, I'll give you another 20 points. And this one, I'm just going to have to kind of trust you. But if you know of a song, in fact, for this one, go ahead and do it in the comments, because why not? If there's a song that you're aware of that we worked on for the Dangerous album that did not make it on Dangerous, okay, Shirley put Planet Earth. There must have been several songs. Yeah, when you say Planet Earth, I mean, we had kind of that kooky Planet Earth poem, but we also had Earth Song. So I'll give you kind of a nod for that. Monkey Business, got that right. Nice job. Faces, no, not for Dangerous. Monkey Business, sorry Kent, you're a couple years early. Monkey Business is a yes. Jane is a groupie, that's a yes. I'm surprised you know that. Someone put Your Hand Out, yes. Blood on the Dance Floor, yes. Monkey Business, yes. Work That Body, no. I mean, that was a Jackson song from, I don't think we worked on a song called Work That Body, but that was a Jackson song from years ago. Place with No Name, I never liked that song. I don't know if we worked on that on Dangerous or not. I don't think I worked on that. So do you know where the children are? Oh, it's just, those children's songs are just brutal. I don't think we worked, Do You Know Where the Children Are? I don't remember if we worked on that during Dangerous or not. Mind is the Magic. Oh, I hate that song. But yes, we did work on that for Dangerous. Blood on the Dance Floor. She got it. Yeah, that's a good song. I forgot about that. That was one of Brian Loren's songs, I think. So, all right. Maddie, I think we're done. So let me see your scores. In theory, you had the potential to get, what did we say? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I should have really done my math. 150. You had the potential to get 230 points. 230 points. The last four questions, or were there five? I guess there were five. So maybe it's 250 points. 200. We're such a well-oiled machine. If you got any of the bonus questions correct, give yourself 20 points. And more trivia, please. If you got any of the bonus questions right, give yourself 20 points each. So right there, that's 100 points. If you nailed that whole section, that's 100 points. If you got the multiple choice, that has potential to be 50 points for Michael, 50 points for Disney, and true false was 25 plus 25. So Kathy got 175 points. Craig got 210. That's pretty impressive. Felicia got 140. I'm going to take another sip while you guys type. Oh, that's good. Sam got 160. Kaylee got 180. Nice. Yasmin, you really got 245. I mean, that's... Didn't Yasmin kill it like 2 years ago? Am I remembering that right? Yasmin, you're like the trivia monster, right? All right. So much fun. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You're very kind. Chris got 120. Nice job. Stephanie got 130. Mija got 130. Yasmin is a trivia beast. Yasmin, remind me again. Are you in Australia? I know I've chatted with you before, but I think you're in Australia. So nice job, guys. Okay. Maddie, Jared, you tell me, when are we going to do trivia? We're going to do it like in 3 weeks?
Like a couple Saturdays from now.
Okay. So we're going to do another trivia in about 3 weeks. What were the sections worth again? True, false was 5 points each. Multiple choice was 10 points each. Bonus questions were 20 points each. So do your math. So we're going to come back in about a month, something like that, and we'll do a little bigger, badder trivia. We've actually got some fun ideas for the next one. This one we just had to kind of blow the dust out of the gears and have a few sips of a martini and do a trivia. But wait, there's more. I'm working on a few other things. Hey Spence, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, man. Working on a couple other things. June 24th, 25th, 26th, we are going to be in a studio in Hollywood, East Hollywood, California. It was the old Ed Wood studio. Jared, you're going to go nuts because this studio, it's called Gold Diggers. I want you to do some research on Gold Digger Studios. This is where Ed Wood made a lot of his B, what do they call them? Hollywood B movies. You know, the Bride of the Monster. You know, Ed Wood is his own caricature of old Hollywood, and I love that kind of stuff. So I've actually rented Ed Wood's studio. It's called Gold Diggers, and it's gonna be fun. And I mean, I literally just closed the deal yesterday. Close the deal. I sound so much like Trump. Just stop. They have a hotel. They actually have 9 rooms. So you can stay at Gold Diggers. You can experience the entire in the studio with MJ 24 hours a day, except I won't be there. But they do have a hotel right on site. And we're going to work kind of a package deal of some sort. So if you want to stay at Gold Diggers, just the history of it is really cool. So that's coming up June 24th, 25th, 26th. We are going to LA. I can't put it off any longer. We're going to be there. So the studio is booked. Tickets are going to go on sale it's probably going to be a week, something like that. Who are the special guests? I'm going to do the better part of a day with Matt Forger. And if you have not spent time with Matt, you owe it to yourself to do that. Matt was there for Thriller, Bad, Dangerous History. Matt did Captain EO. We're going to have a whole Captain EO event. And there is just not a sweeter man that I know of than Matt Forger. He's such a gentle, kind guy. And he has been such a good friend to Michael for literally decades. So we're going to have Matt Forger there. I know Big Al, he's already been reaching out to me. He's like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. So I'm pretty sure we're going to do a full Neverland Day, or at least a half a Neverland Day, something like that. A couple other little surprises I'm working on that I can't say too much, but we're going to pull out all the stops. We've been kind of dormant for 2 years, and it's just time. I can't take it anymore. So LA, June 24th, 25th, 26th, be there. I talked to them about seating, and because California, no disrespect to my California friends, but California is a much more restrictive state than Florida. So there are rules we have to abide by, but the studio manager has assured me that he's kind of given me a cap of how many people that we can get in there, and I can't really blow past that. And I'm not going to say what that number is, but I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot of full seats. So that's June 24th, 25th, 26th. Once tickets go on sale, we're going to start pushing them pretty hard, and I would love to see you guys in California in June. 3 other things. I'm talking to a couple studios in London, and I've been wanting to go back to London. London is pretty open for travel right now, so believe it or not, we're looking at possibly doing an event end of next month in London, end of May. It'll just end of March. I know I've kind of been talking about it. It's so much harder to book these things now than it was 3 years ago. But talking to London, talking to Copenhagen. I've got a great group in Copenhagen, and there's a speaker company in Copenhagen that we've been talking to about doing kind of a joint venture with. So that we're kicking around. We're kind of floating May for Copenhagen. Things never go as planned, but March, London, May, Copenhagen, June, LA. Then we get into end of summer. So there's 2 things that come to mind. Number one, this is our 10th anniversary. 10 years we've been doing in the studio with MJ events, and some of the sweetest people I've ever known brought me to Paris for the first time 10 years ago, for the first time for one of these events. And it's our 10th anniversary. And I really want to do our 10th anniversary, the big event in Paris in August. And I shouldn't even say too much because it's still way early in the planning. But it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a multi-day event. It's going to be bringing in, it's just a celebration of Michael's life, of us doing this for 10 years, kind of my way of saying thank you, and a way for people to get back together and come back to the studio. So that we're looking at August. Not confirmed. We're watching Paris, watching the numbers very closely. But I'm just hoping that we're at the tail end of all of this. So I just threw a lot of info at you, but I see you guys throwing different places. I would love to go, be traveling full time, and we're not able to do that. But we've had good success when we go to London and to Copenhagen and to Paris and obviously LA. I met another guy, Maddie, I shouldn't even tell all these stories, but I'm kind of on a roll now. I met a guy yesterday online. I haven't even told Jared this story. A guy reached out to me that was involved in the music of MJ the Musical. And he Jared, I think he either saw our review or read something that I wrote, and he's in New York, and he's a very cool guy, and we might float the idea of doing an event in New York and tying it in with MJ the musical. Maybe do the musical like on a Friday night and do a full event on Saturday or something. So it just feels like we're kind of climbing out of the hole, and I'm excited about that. I mean, the little trivia thing, it's just for fun, but it's something that I love doing, and it's kind of a good way for us to be getting back. Maddie's pointing something out to me. Oh, do we have the date? Oh, so Neverland. We did like 3 live streams of my tour of Neverland in the fall, 3 or 4, and people really seemed to like it. So, and a lot of people said, "Oh, I couldn't be there. I couldn't do it." So I think we're going to do another tour of Neverland live stream, and I can't do it for free. I mean, there's a lot of work and a lot of most behind the scenes stuff that goes into these. So we try and keep the ticket pricing as reasonable as possible. But we're looking at doing another tour of Neverland probably towards the end of this month. So between that and trivia, we've got a couple more things coming very soon. And then we'll start looking at London soon after that. So thank you for the 10th anniversary greetings. I've been trying to read here, but Maddie knows I can't do 2 things at once. Am I going to come back to Zurich? I love Zurich. The river running through Zurich. It's such a beautiful city, and I have some really good friends there. I can't start, pinpointing cities. It's too early. But if we can do kind of some of our hub cities, L.A., Paris, London, those I think we'll be able to knock out in 2022. And then maybe in the fall or in early next year, we can start going further into Eastern Europe and doing what we love doing. So thank you so much. Thank you for, can I be adopted? Will I be doing any seminars in Southeast Asia? I mean, all I've done in Asia is Tokyo and Osaka. I know Japan is very closed. I don't think there's any way I can go to Japan right now. I mean, I've never done Singapore. I've never done, we've talked to a group in China, but it just didn't come together. So the idea of doing some events in Southeast Asia, I think would be great. It's just been, it felt like things were rolling really well, 2017, 2018, 2019, and then it all just, hit the wall. So it's going to take a while for us to get back up to speed. And, the global economy has been hit also, and I'm aware of that. So, but I love you guys' support. I love your friendship. And the best, even starting out with trivia, and we're going to do trivia with Jared, and we might do a couple more live stream events in the spring. And then we're going to start picking up the pace again and get back into the studio where we enjoy being. So thank you guys for all of the sweet comments. Hey, Simone, how are you? We would love to come back and see you guys back in Switzerland sooner than later. So take care. Maddie, anything else? Jared, anything else we have to yak about? Keep an eye on Instagram and on Facebook, and we'll kind of give you details for what's coming up. But have a great weekend. Thank you for hanging out with us in the studio and doing our silly little trivia. Stay safe, be blessed, and I will talk to you. And thank you, Maddie. Maddie does a great job. She's kind of behind the scenes, but I can't do this without her. So thank you, Maddie, so much. All right. Have a great day, great weekend, great night. Take care. Bye.